Hello students, today we will be solving question number 17 from the CAT 2018 slot 2 question paper. So in this question it has been said that points A and B are 150 km apart and cars 1 and 2 travel from point A to point B. Now it has been said that the car 2 starts from the point A when car 1 is already 20 km away from A. In that case, each car travels at a speed of 100 km per hour for the first 50 km, and then at 50 km per hour for the next 50 km, and at 25 km per hour for the next 50 km. The distance in kilometer between car 2 and B, the distance between car 2 and B when car 1 reaches B is given by. So this is what we need to solve. So basically the question is, we have 2 points A and B 150 km apart. Okay, so now we have two cars, car 1 and car 2, and both the cars travel from A to B. But there is a condition. The car 2, it will start from the point A when car 1 is already 20 km away from the point A. Now there is a description about the various speed limits of the car when it travels throughout the 150 kilometers. So for the first 50 km, car travels at 100 km per hour, next 50 km at 50 km per hour, and for the last 50 km, the car travels at 25 km per hour. So now, as we know that car 1 starts early than car 2. So car 1 will thereby reach the point B earlier than car 2. And in that case, we need to find out the distance between the point B and the car 2 when car 1 has already reached the point B. So this is the question. So let us try to solve it. So here it has been said that the first 50 kilometers is traveled at a speed of 100 km per hour. The next, we can say, if we're at 0 to 50 km, and then if 50 km to 100 km is traveled at a speed of 50 km per hour, and then the final 100 to 150 km is traveled at a speed of 25 km per hour. Okay, so this is the speed. So therefore let us find out the time taken to travel. Okay, so therefore time taken for travel. Okay, so to travel 50 km at a speed of 100 km per hour, you require basically 0.5 hour, and then 50 km at 50 km per hour speed, you need basically 1 hour, and then 50 km at 25 km per hour speed, you need 2 hours. So basically the time taken for travel for car 1 would have been 3.5 hours. Now it has been said that the car 2 starts from the point A when car 1 is already at a distance of 20 km from point A. So let us find out the time taken by car 1 to travel 20 km from point A. So this will be basically equal to 20 km divided by 100 km per hour, and this would be ultimately equal to 0.2 hour. So after car 1 starts, after 0.2 hours after car 1 starts, car 2 starts. So therefore we can say that car 2 basically travels for 3.2 hours, 3.5 minus 0.2, which is 3.3 hours, after which and at that time when it has traveled for, car 2 has traveled for 3.3 hours, at that very time car 1 would have already reached the point B. So therefore travel time of car 2 would be equal to 3.5 minus 0.2 hour, which is basically equal to 3.3 hour. So therefore distance traveled by car 2. Since 3.3 hours, so basically for the first 50 kilometer, it would have for the first 50 kilometer it would have already traveled. The second 50 kilometer would also be covered by, but the last basically 2 hours, out of the 2 hours, if we take out 0.2, so we'll be left with 1.8 into, and since the speed at the final instance was 25 kilometer per hour, so this will be the distance. So this will be 100 plus 45 kilometer, which is equal to 145 kilometer. Okay, so therefore the total distance that it should have that it needs to travel between the point A and B is 150, but it could only travel 145 kilometer, and by that time car 1 had already reached the point B. So therefore distance between car 2 and point B would be equal to 150 minus 145 kilometer, which is equal to 5 kilometer. So this is the answer to the question. Let's move into the next question. The next question is question number 18. So in this question it has been said that in a tournament there are 43 junior level and 51 senior level participants. Now each pair of juniors play one match. Each pair of seniors play one match. There is no junior versus senior match. The number of girl versus girl matches in junior level is 153, while the number of boy versus boy matches in the senior level is 276. The number of matches a boy plays against a girl is, this is what we need to solve. So it has been said that in a tournament there are 43 junior level and 51 senior level participants. So 43 juniors and 51 seniors. Now each pair of juniors play one match and each pair of seniors one match. There is no junior versus senior match. Okay, now it has been mentioned that the number of girl versus girl, so there in the junior level students there are girls also, and the girl versus girl matches in the junior level is 153, while the boy versus boy matches in the senior level, out of the 51 senior students there are some boys, so those boys versus boys matches in the senior level is equal to 276. In that case we need to find out the total number of matches that a boy plays against a girl. A boy versus girl match, we have to find out the number of those matches. Okay, so let us start off with the question. So before solving this question there is an important formula that you need to keep in mind. The formula is that suppose there are, or let us say if there are n persons or n people rather, then the number of matches between them will be equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. This formula you should remember, and this formula will be very helpful in solving this question. Now, so we have basically 43 junior level participants. Okay, and then we have 51 senior level participants. Okay, now what we'll try to do will be let m be the number of junior level girl participants. Okay, and it has been said that the number of matches, basically the girl versus girl matches in the junior level, is equal to 153. So we can write that m into m minus 1 by 2 is thereby equal to 153, and this gives us that m into m minus 1 is equal to 306, which we can write as which you can write as 18 into 17, and this gives us that the value of m thereby is equal to 18. Okay, the value of m thereby is equal to 18. So therefore we have 18 junior level girl participants. Okay, therefore number of boy junior level participants is therefore equal to 43 minus 18, and that is equal to 25. So therefore now number of boy girl matches in the junior level thereby is equal to 18 into 25. 18 girls, 25 boys, so this is equal to 450. Okay, so this is the number of boy girl matches that we have found out in the junior level. Now what we'll try to do, we have to also do the similar kind of thing for the seniors. Let small n be the number of senior level boy participants. Okay, so this implies that n into n minus 1 by 2, which is the number of senior level boy matches, that is equal to, we have already been given, this is equal to 276, and that implies that n into n minus 1 is equal to 276 into 2, which is 552, and which can be written as 24 into 23, and that gives us that the value of n is thereby equal to 24. So therefore the number of senior level boy participants is equal to 24, and this gives us that the number of girl senior level participants is therefore equal to, total is 51 minus 24, which is 27. So there are 27 senior girls. So therefore number of boy girl senior level matches is equal to 27 into 24, which is equal to 648. So we had 450 boy girl matches in the junior level, 648 boy girl matches in the senior level. So therefore total boy girl matches would be equal to 450 plus 648, which is equal to 1098, and which is the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. Now we'll shift our focus to question number 19. In question number 19, it has been said that the sum of the squares of two numbers is 97. Then which of the following cannot be their product? So what we'll try to do is that let the numbers be a and b. Okay, so now it has been given, if we so the squares of two numbers, so the squares will be thereby be a square and b square. Now if we apply the rule of arithmetic mean, which is greater than equal to geometric mean, in that case arithmetic mean of these two numbers a square and b square will be given by a square plus b square by 2, and this will be greater than equal to a square into b square root over a square plus b square. Now it has been already given that the sum of the squares of these two numbers is basically equal to 97, and this is equal to 2, and this is equal to 43.5, and which will be greater than equal to the product of the two numbers AB. So the product of the two numbers must be less than equal to 43.5. And now if we go to the options, we see that we have an option 64. We have an option 64, but we have already mentioned that the product of the two numbers cannot be, or we can say the product of the two numbers is always less than equal to 43.5. So therefore option 1, which is given by 64, is the product which is the value which cannot be the product of these two numbers. So option 1 is the correct option over here.